I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to approve the agenda. Is there any amendments requested?
There's just a correction on, EMS, the very first one, C Hartley, $20 per hour effective. It should be the 23rd of September, correct?
Yeah, I somehow
Just the 23rd.
missed,
Just
I mean,
that came to the wrong number.
like way off.
Is it correct on the resolution?
It is, yeah.
Okay, you got a corrected version?
Yeah, she fixed it.
Okay.
Thanks, ma'am. So with the correction, I would move to approve the agenda.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. We are now at public comment. Since this is a special meeting, we ask that if you give public comment, it is for resolutions for board consideration. We welcome those. So if you guys would mind coming up to the microphone, give your name and your town, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
Joann Collins from Winterset. Robert's Rules of Order have always been the gold standard for meeting organization. There are usually classes held at city, county, and school boards, statewide sessions for especially new members, but all members of those boards are welcome to attend for reminders. So I have a couple of issues to bring up. The first one, items of interest need a motion and a second for discussion to continue after the initial comments. I attended the Tuesday, September 23rd supervisor meeting and was kind of curious when I noticed that several times after Supervisor Hobbs made a motion, Supervisor Fitch did not place a second, so Supervisor Stancil seconded the motion and discussion continued. There were at least 2 times when similar situations began, but Supervisor Stancil declared the motion dead rather than placing a second, so no further discussion was permitted. These 2 situations were the auditor hire of a part-time second deputy and approval of using the state auditor's office for fiscal year 25 annual audit. We'd be stupid for being unaware of what I'll call an agenda from part of the board. So these actions lead me to believe that, yes, you are very transparent in what you're supporting or not supporting. So the board has become transparent, but not in a good way. That just doesn't pass the smell test for me, and I'll assume there's others in the room that feel the same way. My second issue, a few times in earlier supervisor meetings, it was quite obvious that Robert's Rules of Order were thrown out the window. A friend who has attended those classes on meeting protocol reminded me that during public comment sections, there can be no interaction from any board member. You just have to smile through gritted teeth and remember to thank the folks for their input. When this rule was disregarded in a few of these earlier meetings, things got ugly quickly with lots of back and forth yelling. It appeared that a supervisor started the situation by talking over the public comment presenters. So my question leads toward someone has to caution that person to stop or be removed if it happens again. Something similar to what Supervisor Hobbs shared in the September 23rd board meeting on meeting decorum. So will you board members be okay with the sheriff removing a supervisor who initiated the situation by ignoring the Robert's Rules of Order protocol and, as in the past, kept the back and forth going? I remember several audience members clearly stating you're out of order, so they're aware of that protocol even if you prefer to ignore it. So as Forrest Gump would say,
Joann, I'm sorry, your time is up.
okay, thanks for your time, and I'd like you to receive and file this.
So moved to receive and file. I have a second.
Second.
All in favor, please vote aye. Aye. Right, we can see. Just a reminder, this is a special meeting, so please restrict your comments to items on the agenda. You are free to comment on anything else at our regular meeting. So that's per our policy. Thank you. Anyone else wish to speak? Okay. Anyone else on the phone wish to speak? If you wish to speak, please remember to hit *6 to unmute yourself so we can hear you. forward to resolutions for board consideration. The first one is EMS resolution approving a wage increase for C Hartley, effective 23rd September 2025, due to the paramedic certification. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Next one is another EMS resolution approving the hiring of S. Thomas as a part-time EMT, effective 30 September. Is this a vacancy? Are
Yeah,
these
yeah,
two are
yeah,
vacancies?
yeah, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you for clarifying. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
I have a question. It's a vacancy, but on your resolution, it says it's for overtime pay.
No, so the $16 an hour is the EMT, part-time EMT pay. If they work a special event, they get special event pay,
Oh,
because we contract for special events.
Mhm.
okay.
Most special, not all
Okay.
special.
Thanks for
Like
clarifying.
fair and,
Covered bridge.
covered bridge, we don't, everything else, we contract for special event pay, so they get special.
But they're
event pay
not
for
new
special event.
hires.
These two are new hires,
They are
and then
new
we have
hires.
an interview tomorrow for a paramedic, hopefully. We've got like 5 open spots on the roster right now.
Thank you.
So-
Sorry.
Thank you for getting those filled.
No problem.
Okay, I'm sorry, did we, have
Yeah,
a,
we moved
have
it.
a motion a second?
Yes.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, motion carries. The last EMS resolutions for hiring of T McCollum, God bless you, as a part-time EMT, effective 30 September. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. We have a supervisor resolution, designation of voting representatives for ISAC, for the November articles in corporation. This is just something, that we have to do whenever they change the articles. So Diane, thank you for getting that updated with the correct names on there. So, this is just a housekeeping thing for ISAC.
But it's not up to date, given the resignation we received last week, right? So-
Correct, so we do need to correct that, but right now she's there. So
Okay.
once, that employee is gone, we'll have to amend it to
Okay.
whomever the Board of Health chooses going forward.
All right.
But thanks for pointing that out. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is a treasurer's resolution approving Susan Crowdis as universal deputy, effective 30 days from notice to individual's current employer. That's already been done. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, so let's clarify which ones are replacing current employees, which are new here.
My understanding that both of these are new. She had, what happened was that the current employee is being promoted to first deputy, and then that leaves a vacancy in a universal deputy. She had a vacancy already in universal deputy, and so these are basically 2 new employees and 1 promotion in these next 3 resolutions.
And all of it budgeted for.
Yes,
Okay.
I double checked that she's actually under budget right now because
Okay.
she's been short-staffed for a
Kylee,
while.
you're actually, at times had 1 more, correct?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes. So you're
previously,
still-
yes,
yes.
add one more, but
Right now, you're gonna do 2 and then, move Aaron, okay.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve? Oh, so we already have a first and a second already, we're in discussion, okay.
Yeah.
All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay, the next one is a treasurer's resolution approving K Broekemeier, am I pronouncing that right?
close.
It's close, okay, close, it's spelled right. For universal deputy effective 20 October, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Next is the final resolution approving A Stanton for first deputy treasurer, effective 29 September 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay, we are now into the discussion items. This was the original reason for our work session. We turned it into a special session to accommodate these resolutions, so I'm grateful that you guys, did that. So we'll go ahead and move on to the first discussion item is the Opioid Task Force. I know, this came up in, Board of Health meeting too. They wanted to know exactly what their duties are now since it's changed from when it was originally approved back in February of last year. And we also have a vacancy. So I know we talked about recruiting people for that in the past, and just for your own knowledge, Jess, since you weren't here, in the past, the only person that's really truly recruited is the member of the public position. The rest are filled by a member of the sheriff's office, a member of EMS, a member of the Board of Health, a supervisor, and then a member of the public. So the member of the public stepped down, so this leaves a vacancy. So, I've had a couple people express interest. They asked for more information to send to them. So what I sent was the original resolution, so you have an idea, the application and the contract for Turning Point, so they understand what the oversight capacity is now, who they're gonna provide oversight to give them an idea of what is gonna be expected. I'm hoping you can give more information, so when we talk to people, do you guys meet once a month? Do you meet once a quarter? What do you
We
guys
meet
usually-
once a month, but we had a meeting Thursday, and the board, motioned and approved to pick, 2 people to sit on the board. One is a DHS and one is, Port Liaison, and then we can have up to 13, and then we.
Actually, no, the resolution passed in February is only 5. And
Well-
the board of supervisors chooses that, it's not the task force. The task force is not a recognized board. Task force was created by the board of supervisors specifically to provide advice to the board. It is not an entity of and of itself.
Well, we sat down with the board members and, all the counselors, and we picked 2, so it would be full. Now, it'll have to come before you, but we recommended our 2. We do have another one that could fill that member, at large, but if we have 5, we did.
So does that mean some of the other people are stepping down from the other?
No, we just wanted, the one step down, and we replaced them with, our recommendation will become on the next regular meeting will be 2. But we do
There's
have
only
another.
one vacancy.
But we only have, and Steve is not
Correct.
county attorney, so we could, we kind of thought the 2 might be very helpful, because they're in this every day.
Okay, so you're suggesting that we change the opioid task force from 5 to
We'd like 7 maybe, so it's not,
7?
yeah, we
Okay.
like that, but, because the member at large, we did get someone to replace one of ours that quit, and it's the same,
So your
doctor.
recommendation is gonna be that we change from 5 to 7,
Mhm.
and that, the same recommendation is coming from the task force?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I'm not opposed to increasing it, but, there's been other people that have expressed interest in this, and the sole purpose right now is mainly because we've exhausted all the money that we have. I'm sure we're gonna get more later on, but not as much, is pretty much oversight of the Turning Point program. And, you're instrumental in making sure that stayed alive, so I appreciate you doing that by getting together with everybody, so you have a buy-in on this as well. So what are your thoughts?
I'm absolutely okay with increasing the numbers on there if we have people that have expressed interest, but I think if we have multiple people for the roles, we're gonna have to find a way to make decisions on who we pick for it.
But what's the point if you're gonna have your task force and we do all this work and then we bring who we think should sit on the board and you 2 say no? I think I won't be able to keep people on this force, because we know who works, because we know who's in the school. This is incredibly successful. We have reached out, the state has reached out to us. We're in all 3 schools. The numbers are huge. These kids coming
I
in.
don't disagree, but I don't wanna get off track here and set up a quasi board that has no authority because all the authority comes from the board. The task force is a task force, it is not a board. The power comes from the board of supervisors, so we need to make sure that we don't set precedent to where they start making decisions on their own when they do not have that power, Diane. That's how we get in trouble. So I wanna make sure that all the decisions come through the board for that task force, because we're gonna be held accountable for that.
So
not
what's the
task
board going to do, the task force, if we recommend people that will fit and then it's denied, I don't,
Well, no, we're not gonna be denying, we're gonna be picking, just like we did back in April. We picked, I mean, we all came with recommendations for that, who to fill, first of all, who to make up the 5. And you and Phil decided on who those 5 positions would be: Sheriff's Office, EMS, Board of Health, Board of Supervisors, and a member at large. We decided on those positions, and then at the April meeting, we decided who it would be for those positions. So ultimately it comes to the board, and we do the same thing that we do with all our other boards. We don't let the boards choose their members, the Board of Supervisors
we're
choose.
recommending them.
So that's fine, if they wanna recommend someone and that's gonna be your recommendation, that's fine, I have no problem with that. But please keep in mind that we can't set the precedent that task force run themselves. They are there right now they are an advisory role until the board changes those. Once the board changes that, then we can move forward, but there's been other people that have expressed concern, including from the Board of Health, that decisions are being made. And one of the Board of Health member that's on there, she's very concerned because she felt out of loop, and she's the only nurse on there. She's the only nurse, she's the only medical professional other than Brady, but she's a nurse. And she was left out of the loop on a lot of the conversations.
She is not left out.
That's not what she shared with the board at the last meeting.
So as far as going forward then, we can get the opioid task force recommendations, can you guys write that up?
It's
And
already sent to Matt.
okay, so we can have that in the board packet for Tuesday with,
They wrote it up as a resolution as if we approved it. I think we need to leave that blank.
oh,
I just sent you the,
And first of all, I think we
recommendations.
need to decide if we move to 5 to 7. And then, like we did back, and this is up to you guys, but back in February, first we decided the positions, and then we decided, who's gonna fill them. So if we want other people, like say for instance, someone from one of the schools, like a school district member, I mean, I think that would be justified. Maybe another member from the Public Board of Health, because again, they're in this all the time as well. Or a member from the hospital, that would be good too. So first we decide on who we want to expand that to, and make sure all these folks understand the responsibility, because originally it was just an advisory. It was not we are gonna provide oversight to the funds that are dispersed. Now it's been changed to that, so I wanna make sure that all the current members understand that responsibility. It's no longer advisory, you are gonna be tasked with providing oversight. And then 2, that we all agree on who those folks need to be. So it was a 2-step process back in February of last year with Phil and Diane and I. I think we should be diligent and do that. First decide who we want, and then make sure the folks fit in that. So, are any of the members that they're recommending, like, from the school? Are they from?
Court liaison, yes, absolutely, court liaison for the schools, all 3 schools, and, DHS. I think public health doesn't have a lot of we can get a school nurse, but it does, by what we've discovered, the school nurses don't deal with this like the other entities. So this is why we're trying to carefully suggest people that work in this every single day.
So for your 2 recommendations, so one is, a DHS, is it our DHS liaison that comes out here already?
No, it's one we think would be good, Brady, help me here, is court liaison through the schools.
Yeah, she's the court liaison between like from the schools to the juvenile courts. She's a liaison between them.
Which
Okay.
was suggested by the juvenile court,
Yeah,
told
she-
me that
yeah,
they
they're-
need this.
Okay,
Yeah, they would like somebody there.
okay, that makes sense.
Because they said if we get them and DHS, then if we can get them at this stage little, then they don't see them.
Then they don't
there.
show up in their office.
They don't
Okay,
show up
so
in
for DHS, who's the recommendation?
That one I
Well,
don't.
I put it on we'll put them all in front of you.
Yeah,
I
that
have all the
one I don't know.
applications sent to her and then you can pick. I don't wanna
I'll
say
send
in
them
case you
all
don't
out.
pick them.
Okay,
I'll.
you'll send it to us.
And
I
I
think it
just
makes
sent you
sense,
another one.
yeah, to add those two, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay,
So then the only things to be discussed
And if
really
you
is,
want a member at large, we can replace, the pharmacist, cause there's a doctor.
I think we should have a member at large.
I think so
Makes
too.
sense.
That can be the doctor, and so that would give us 8, but that
A
would be.
doctor?
A doctor of pharmacy. See, we lost ours.
Okay. What about another nurse? So maybe a nurse that works in the school? Cause, I had
We have
someone
a
who was.
hard time getting them to respond, I think they're so busy.
Well, no, not necessarily an existing nurse, but maybe a former, school nurse, someone who's retired or something like that. I had someone that reached out.
Well,
That
just
is a
send the
former
app
nurse.
in, send it in.
So our current applications don't list the opioid task force on there. Did you guys just use the?
We added it.
You
Well, it's
added
not
it.
really board and commission, so maybe it's on that
Right.
application.
Yeah, cause again, we need to be careful, we cannot, this is not an approved board under Iowa code, this is something an ad hoc thing we created, so we have to be very careful that we don't treat it in the same way, because legally it's not. So the other thing is too, one thing to concern is, once this is done, right now, the people you're recommending are specifically because of the program we're doing.
Well, it fits in Exhibit NA and all of the things we have, and I do believe we can go up to 13 if you read through all of this.
Well, no, the task force has nothing to do with Exhibit E. The task force was recommended by our former county attorney, and she recommended 5, and it has nothing to do with Exhibit E.
But
This is
as we
something we just created.
I think as we've gotten, I think Steve would probably weigh in on this, as this has been so successful so quickly that we might need just more help.
Well, keep in mind, this is only 1 year, and we wanna make sure that we don't create a task force specifically for one single program, because we're gonna have more people applying for these funds as the years go on, and we wanna make sure that the task force is equipped to handle anything, not just a school program. We wanna make sure we're not setting up the task force specifically to cater to one entity, because that's not the purpose of the task force. The purpose of the task force is to provide recommendations to the board on how to spend the settlement money. And in this case, in this particular case, because we have a program, it makes sense that they also provide oversight. So for these folks, do you think they'd be equipped to do the same thing that has nothing to do with the school program? Should,
Of course, they're going
Okay.
to pick them.
Okay.
Because they
Okay.
have to do with addiction and mental health and drugs, and that's what this is
okay.
entailing.
Okay, okay, so it sounds like there's consensus moving into 7. Okay, and, is there, I mean, I know you've had inquiries, you said, so I can send you what I sent to the person that made an inquiry to me, so they can get up to, see if it's something they wanna do, and you said it meets once a month.
We have been, yes, but after the school, we're going to, yeah, we'll probably keep meeting once a month.
Cause
Their
after,
report will come in the end of the October 30th. They go on the quarter of the school.
right, so,
So we'll
but this
get the
program
report.
ends in May, June, so after that,
We are applying for state funds because the state did reach out to us because, they love the idea, and that will be a one-time big obligation, hopefully. Because we are one of the few that are in all schools using mental health, drug addiction counselors and doctors. A lot of them are just using school nurses, so we have a much broader and a big crew.
Do you know when the state will make that decision?
No, because I did talk to them Friday. They're trying to figure out how to do this.
well,
And
didn't
they
they
have a
need
lot of
legislative
money.
action too?
Huh?
Didn't they need legislative action too?
Yeah, because they don't know, they are uncertain how they're going to obligate it. They think it'll be a one-time obligation, so you ask for it, and she
Because
was
I
very
know-
unsure.
I know they had some legislation on how, cause right now it's set up to where the legislature has to designate the funds to a particular program, and they released some of they released some of the funds to some, I forget who it was HHS or not, I can't remember, I have to look it up. So, that it's kind of, there's a lot more red tape in getting that money, I
Well,
think.
she sounded pretty positive. One thing I can share is that the counties that put up Narcan, dispensers are not going to do it.
We're not gonna put the dispensers out?
No, they're always empty and they got worried that it just gave someone an excuse to use the drugs and then go get the Narcan, and they're not doing it. It just was, he said it was really unsuccessful and they are not going to.
Well, it'll be interesting that, if this is something that works out, can prove proof of concept, it can be mimicked to a lot of the other school districts.
It sounds like they're looking, because it was, it's been so positive and such big numbers of, even some parents.
Good. So, so, I don't know how many people reached out to you. I've only had two reach out to me.
I don't have anybody that's seriously interested, so.
What we did was take recommendations from the doctors and counselors of people that deal with this every day that could have the insight, so that's what we, voted to pick them and take them before the board.
So help me understand, because a lot of the oversight, the decision-making is done right now. So the oversight will be, are you compliant with Exhibit B and the funding? So,
And
you
the
guys,
reporting, right?
and the reporting. So have you guys have a plan and how you're gonna evaluate that and what you're gonna do to make sure that they're aligning with?
Our
The program.
reports, we're going to send, I think the state wants them, because which we'll do, we'll share them.
Okay.
Yeah, and reporting, we have to be very, very careful because of confidentiality with children. But we can handle this, we know how to do this, we'll find, we're in good shape.
Okay.
So then regarding, we both submitting names, sending to the three of us initially, and then.
Well, I
go ahead
think
and add on the
we
board
might
packet?
need two resolutions. We might need a resolution to change the duties,
Numbers.
the numbers of the task force and the duties. We also wanna make sure it's clear that, this is under oversight of the Board of Supervisors, so we can't be making decisions outside of that. And then the second one is what we did last time, is we actually had the positions and then the names were filled out. So there's two, and we hadn't at the time, I don't think we had the public at large chosen, so that was blank. So what we could do is, we could leave the two new positions in the public at large blank, and then we could decide at that meeting on who we want.
Okay, that seems reasonable. Diane, is that okay?
Yeah, so if we can do, yes, but we also, if you read carefully, we can remove board members.
Well, yeah, we can have you seem very excited about this. You have littles. You can always step in and give Diane a break. I mean, you're involved in the school district regularly because of your kids, so.
I have no desire
Okay,
to serve on that task force,
okay.
given the history, that's okay. I'm glad it's implemented, and I'm glad we're helping people, I'm really excited about that.
Okay, all right. So you had said that the other members were interested in staying. If the sheriff's department and EMS and Board of Health want to change up people, that's entirely up to them.
Because the approval's for the representative from the entities.
Well, they all wanna stay on.
Well, it says, like, for instance, for EMS, it says EMS director or designee, is how we did it before. So we can do that as well, it's just or designee. So if that person can't make it, you can send somebody from your department to represent at that meeting.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds good.
And we have had one of your paramedics sit in, because we had lots of questions.
Yeah.
And when we first initiated this, the first few lawyers.
all right, sounds like we have a plan. So we'll go ahead and you can probably look at I can send you the old, you have them? just use those as a framework and just add 2 more positions on there. I'm wondering if we should make them, just 3 at-large blanks, and then, because I don't know if we wanna specifically put HHS or,
Don't do that, just leave it open so we can
just leave it
figure out.
open.
Cause if you're not gonna recommend what they say, I think they'll all quit. I mean, we know who we need to make this work.
Well, I'm sure they also know that the board needs to make this decision. My question was not that, my question was, do we want it titled as HHS member, or do you want it to
No,
say
leave
public
it
at large?
Public at large.
Okay,
leave it.
so
Member
3.
at large, just write
That's
member at
fine.
large.
Yeah, then we have some flexibility, if
Yes.
somebody changes their mind or
Right.
has to,
Right,
I like that
and
better.
Diane, I wouldn't worry about if people decide to step down. This community has lots of folks that love their schools, I'm sure somebody else would step up.
Oh,
So
we're
don't
not
worry
having
about
any
that.
trouble.
Don't worry, I wouldn't worry about that. So I have confidence that we'll have folks step up. Okay, the next one is Public Health Veterans Affairs, new. So at our last meeting, we started talking about this, you asked to push it to this, you said you had some updates. I shared some updates.
So, yeah, I met with the assessor, I met with several people about this. And kind of taking some measurements in the supervisor's office, I know we were talking about restrooms. However, I consulted with a general contractor who, they have a design team, they can help develop this and exactly what the options are. However, he actually expressed that he ran into our architect from OPM who said they already had some preliminary plans for handicap restrooms in the grass. I said, oh really? I said, that'd be a great starting point. So he was gonna dig that up. I communicated with him briefly this morning. He's gonna pull that information out.
Oh, great.
It seems to me it makes sense we're gonna need a handicap restroom regardless. We need to make plans toward that. That needs to be part of the solution, I believe. But then, we have this up in the air regarding Veterans Affairs and where an appropriate space would be for them. It's something we'll have to talk through, but, public health, I don't know what our needs are gonna be and if there's gonna be changing needs in that regard for their space requirements in the future, given the changes that are happening.
Yeah, so updates from the ADA, the state ADA liaison. I spoke to her at length. And I mentioned this in our last meeting. So she had said that as long as there's a plan going forward, and we can document that, then we would be considered compliant but in a transition phase. So that would cover the courthouse and potentially here. She also said that she'd be willing to come out and do a free evaluation of this building to see what it looks like. So if it is compliant or non-compliant, and since it was built in 1972, there's a good chance it's compliant under an earlier ADA statute. If that's the case, then we would be fine moving folks here, and we just obviously have to rearrange. Now, obviously the courthouse is a little bit, easier facility to get to, it's a little bit brighter. We don't quite have the new doors here yet, which we should probably get an update from Chip on that. Is he here?
He's out.
Oh, that's right, he's out. So, find out where we're at with the doors, because I think that would be a major thing, so, I can ask him about that.
Yeah, because I think the only adequate space, in my opinion, and Thaddeus is here, and maybe ask him for Veterans Affairs, is here, maybe even in the basement.
Well, we can't have it in the basement for Veterans Affairs. He prefers an office with light windows. So, and I think that's better for.
The problem is those offices upstairs, between the recorder and assessors, those walls don't go all the way up.
Right. We can make them go all the way up. That is a construction thing. And do that. I mean, to add to that. Cause that particular, if we, I don't know if anyone spoke to the assessor, but you did. Is he open to moving?
He is, but he made the point, he works fairly closely with the treasurer, so that part that would be inefficient, probably in a different space of the building.
What if we rethink this? That appraised at $500,000. We couldn't build that building for $1 million. Sits on an acre and a half of land. oh, it'd be more than $1 million probably now. What if we keep the building, move DMV out there, keep Veterans Affairs, because DMV, then once we've got all these 3 hires, we're getting a full house, you could even do motorcycle license and take more. It's a handicapped building, it's easy building to get to, there's a lot of parking.
Well, the point, Diane, was to,
I know, but I don't think we should sell it, it would cost, if we grow and we continue to grow, which we are, this is not a growable building.
well, I'm not saying it's not.
Well, to that point, I would rather look at a longer term, 5-10 year out, we may need to build a building.
Yeah, but it would,
That makes sense for us with growth potential, we own this lot over here, we own this lot over here. I think we need to talk more about longer term, what that looks like, but the short term, we have empty space in the courthouse.
Quite a bit of it.
We have maintenance on the main floor of the courthouse, prime real estate. There's no reason why we aren't utilizing that building more.
One of the thoughts that was suggested to me regarding ADA with the courthouse is put a ADA bathroom on the main floor, take one of the smaller offices and convert it to that. And then for the IT office, right now, convert that to a conference room. So it'd be twofold. One, if there's somebody that needed to use the court system, because court, second and third floor is not
there were
handicap accessible.
108 people there this morning.
Right, so my point is that it's not just the county that needs it, it's the court system that needs it too. So if we convert, say, the IT office, and this is just spitballing, to a multi-purpose conference room that can be used by HR if they need to meet with someone privately, it can be used by the courts if they have a need to have someone meet on the main floor. We could repurpose that, it could be a multi-purpose room for folks to use. And then the auditor's office would be able to store their election equipment
At a wall.
At a wall, or just make it to the vaults are able to be locked on both sides, the vault room, and put it back to what it was originally, is a vault. So there's ways to do this.
That's millions of dollars.
What's millions of dollars?
Redoing that courthouse, every single wall in the courthouse.
I'm not saying the whole courthouse, I'm just saying just put in a bathroom and convert that office, the IT office into a conference room. I think that would meet the need. I'm not a construction person, I'm not expert, I'm just spitballing.
I'm not
The
sure.
first step is to see where we're at with our compliance.
And historic preservation will absolutely be involved in
Yes.
And
this,
they are
we're
not
just spitballing right now.
This, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanna find out from this architect what has already been done, what have been looked at regarding where the best spot is to add a restroom.
And the
I think
thing
we need to
too
know that
is,
first.
if we sell that public health building, that those funds can be used towards accommodations for ADA.
You can become compliant very simply. You can. That door, in that door, there are 2 doors there. There is the hydraulic system for the elevator. I was here 2 weeks. We were told we had to put a cage around the hydraulic system for $88,000. I called the state and said, hey, how about if we put locks on both doors and put a sign? And he said, okay, and they did it.
So I've been talking
So
to
you can't go in there.
I've
You
been-
can become compliant without spending lots of
I
money.
agree, which is why I've been talking to the state ADA liaison. So, I would like, with the board's approval, invite her here to come out and look at the building and see what she thinks about this building.
Could we all participate in that? We just define it as a meeting?
We
I
can do
mean,
that.
as long as we post it, we could all do that walkthrough then,
We
right?
can do that, yeah. So what she does though is she walks through, she evaluates it, and then she does up a report, and then that's what she sends. So it's up to you guys, I don't care.
Will that open us up to, oh, you have to sprinkle the building. Oh, you have to do this.
This is strictly ADA, that's all it is. So we wanna make sure, I mean, we just spent over almost $4 million to redo that outside the courthouse, put a nice ramp, only to find out that big, beautiful ramp, we're still not ADA compliant because we do not have a bathroom on the main floor. and we don't have an elevator that's ADA compliant. So we're kind of between a rock and a hard place. And it's unfortunate, but I'd like to fix that, because ultimately, we wanna make sure we're accessible to everybody. And I'm a little concerned that we're not. So selling the public health building would give us funds to make, our ADA, our courthouse ADA compliant fully, and, potentially make improvements here if necessary. I'm hoping there's not a lot of need, and hopefully we're grandfathered, we're in safe harbor, but I won't know until this state liaison comes out. So if you guys are okay with that, I can see what our availability is,
Absolutely.
and if you wanna be there, that's fine. If you don't care and just are okay with the report, I don't care, whatever you guys decide.
So we, the other day, we had, a walkthrough here, just like the, little safety committee that was
Kylee, come up here, it's hard to hear you.
Oh.
Please. You had a walkthrough guide, safety guide here.
Yeah,
With who was this?
it was with Don Kenny and then,
Oh, the police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was just,
so we were just addressing some of the concerns that I've had here. And then those who are in our, like, the little safety meeting that we, have put together, those that could make it came. And
To the walkthrough? Cause
Yeah.
I asked multiple times, I never found out what it was, so.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
Well,
I
Mitch-
would like to have gone.
yeah, I'm sorry, Mitch, I thought Mitch was getting hold of you, he said it was gonna go, so I apologize. Or else I would have emailed you as well. So, so there was just concerns for me that we were just going over, cause I had voiced them to you and previously, and so, for this building specifically, and, sorry, just losing my train of thought here. So anyway, I guess I can definitely go over them with you two. I just think they're very important to go over them and to really get that second thought or that second opinion like you're talking about. And I think that before you consider selling that public health building, that you should have that second opinion, and because some of them are very concerning, and, I mean, just as simple as, this door. I mean, sorry. I mean, a lot of people don't know that that's an exit. That is that second exit for people to get out of, for a fire exit. I mean,
so we can certainly, I mean, those are valid concerns, we can certainly add additional signage. So the way it was explained to me by the state ADA liaison is that everybody has to have equal access to services, okay? So some of the things you're describing is more safety and security, which is a different topic, which we can probably address. This one is, we wanna make sure the public has access to services.
right.
So,
But those are my concerns, and that's
Yes.
what I'm saying, is that the safety and that, what you're saying, that is what my concerns are. Because there are so many things around here that I see, and there's 4 people that work in this basement that I'm concerned about.
have you been in the public health building and walked through it?
No, but to me, the thing is that there are 4 people down in this basement, and I'm asked to keep that door unlocked at all times. So I'm being asked as a treasurer to keep that door unlocked at all times.
Yeah, it's fire hazard, they need egress.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so I emailed about, some sort of an audible notifier for you all, if somebody
Right.
came up the staircase, I didn't get any responses from anybody, have you received any responses from anybody on that?
No, but,
We
so,
can, they sell those at Home
They're
Depot and
cheap.
do a ding if someone opens the door, it beeps.
I mean, to me, that's low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But is there gonna be a report from this walkthrough with Deputy Kenny?
yeah, he said that he could come today, he definitely offered that, and all I had to do was call him. But I was working on the solutions thing, the year-end thing, so I did not get a chance to, or else he would have gladly have come, so that's on me.
So he's gonna give a verbal report, not an actual physical?
I could probably do either, or ask him to do either, or if he would do that. But I'm not trying to put this on spotlight here.
Kylee,
I'm just saying that I just want you guys to consider public health, and I just want to throw it out there because there are big concerns for this downstairs.
So if you would walk through public health, I
Yeah.
think you change your mind.
Oh.
So.
I don't think it's gonna change my mind.
So another idea, spitballing again, is, selling both buildings and doing a new administrative building.
oh my God.
That's another option. There are several, buildings, in our county existing, that are under $1 million. That if we sell both buildings based on the appraisals, would cover nearly all of that cost. That's an option too. Of course, we can't disclose those buildings because we don't want the price to be jacked up if the government is considering. That's why those discussions are usually done in closed session. But that's another option. But to your point, we're talking short term here, absolutely short term. So how can we get where we need to be short term, to make sure our priority is the public? We wanna make sure they have accessibility. We've been non-compliant for some time, and, I think that we need to get with the program. So the first step is to have an expert come out here and evaluate the building for ADA accessibility, and we'll find out what she has to say about that. I think going forward though, in order for us to have the funds to responsibly do any augmentation that's necessary, I think we need to consider selling the building, like we've been discussing for over a year. Because we were discussing it when Phil was here,
But I mean,
so.
here's my thing though, is that if you're gonna put money into this building, and it's not even safe for people to be down here, then why are we putting money into the building?
I don't know that I'd say it's not safe to be down here, that might be,
Yeah.
If you
That could
had,
get us in some
if
trouble.
you had an active shooter, how would you get out of here? You
Right.
wouldn't.
well, that's another thing, we're supposed to be having some active shooter training as well.
You should have
That's
that.
been
You take
discussed.
that, you should take that once a year at least. You can
So-
take it online for free.
So we have to your point, we have two stairwells. So we have that
Right.
stairwell, we have that stairwell.
But the thing is that people don't know that this is an exit. Does anyone see an exit sign?
Well, we can put an exit sign up there.
I know, but that's my thing, is that we're not, I understand ADA, and I completely, I get that, I get that. I will say that till I'm black and blue here, but my thing is that just as much as how it's important that is also the safety.
I agree, and I think
So-
we can make safety accommodations.
Right.
Again, selling the public health building will give us finances to do what we need to do, hopefully for the ADA, as well as any safety concerns. A sign is not gonna cost that much money to put on that door.
There's some
So-
low hanging fruit that we can address pretty quickly, but to your point, yes, we need to factor in that as well. That's why I'm hoping we can get the report from
Yeah.
Deputy Kenny, from the ADA expert. We need to bring all that information together, to help us make an informed decision.
So I think getting folks that are experts in the field would be helpful. So I don't know if this exists, but are there safety liaisons? I can ask the ADA liaison if she knows anybody that can do a safety
There's a
evaluation.
bunch of safety experts out there, it depends on what you wanna pay for it, but I
I'm
think
going
we
for
can
free.
get, exactly. I think we need to exhaust our free resources first.
Yes, yes. So if you can get with, Deputy Kenny and make sure we get that report as soon as possible. I will contact the ADA liaison, make sure, see if we can get a time, and then if she gives enough notice, does the board wanna have a special meeting so you can be here when she's here, or do you not care?
We'll walk around with her.
Yeah, I'd like to, if
Okay.
that's possible.
Okay, so I will get with her.
If you
and-
have three of us, the public will get to walk around also.
Correct, yeah, that's fine. They did that for the courthouse.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I will call them, we're gonna get that from the deputy soon, and then we can put everything together and figure out what we're gonna do. And I think the low hanging fruit, to your point, I think we should immediately address, anything we can address immediately, we should address immediately. And then, anything that requires more finances, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, so add it to the agenda for a week from tomorrow, right? We can discuss further
The
and
next regular
where we
meeting.
at, yeah.
Well, actually, our next meeting is until the 14th, so do you wanna meet on the 7th?
No,
Oh, because it isn't a
It's a
5
three,
week.
it's a three,
just a long one.
yeah, it's a long.
Yeah.
So I'm this was actually something I was gonna talk to you about, you guys, cause I think I had a feeling our conversation would be delayed again waiting for more information. What would you guys be okay having a meeting on the 7th? I'm okay with that.
if you're gonna have, why don't we just have meetings every week and keep them during the day? Because this special meetings makes us look like we're unorganized, just have a meeting every week.
I tried to do that earlier this year, Diane,
But
you
no,
were
I didn't
absolutely
want it at
against it.
night. I don't care about a meeting during the day. I don't want night meetings every week. I'm okay with the day meeting. The 7th, I'm okay with day meetings, not night meetings.
Well,
We used to have meetings at,
do we wanna do that? I mean, we have a lot of stuff that is gonna be discussed. I'm fine doing it ad
you
hoc,
should probably ask your department heads.
but,
Well, we kinda left Tuesday mornings as a placeholder in case we needed the extra meeting times. So we have that time, I have that time reserved on my calendar for now, unless they're telling me another job.
The 7th for
the
another meeting,
7th,
fine. At what time, 10, 9:30?
you wanna do 9:30,
It's fine.
special, okay? Do we wanna do it as a special or just a work session?
Well, I wonder if we should,
Leave it
Instead-
special and then you can add other things. If you say work session, you shouldn't be adding it.
So we can do special,
well, we need to work around the ADA gal, right? And I wonder,
I can ask her if she's available that time, cause that would make it really easy.
that's what I'm thinking, if we can consolidate.
Okay, so I will.
I have CCOG at 1, soft leader.
Yeah, I don't think we'll take that long. This will give out, if there's anything that department heads have, if we have a special, and they can add it to the agenda.
I will probably still be in a boot too, so we'll have to see.
Well, we'll walk slowly.
No, I can.
Good thing we have a ramp.
wheelchair.
No. I can
Or
walk
a
with
walker?
crutches pretty fast.
I can
I
give
need to
you
go
a
upstairs
walker.
with them. No, I'll use crutches.
Okay.
I can go with crutches.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and do October 7th, and I'll find out if she's available. So special meeting on October 7th at 9:30, you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so, the other thing with ADA is, and I think I mentioned at the last meeting, is when it comes to transition, we don't need a formal program, we don't need a formal document, as long as we document what our plans are. So, say for instance, we recognize, we need this at the courthouse, our plan is to start on that, getting that done in a year, or 2 years, and then.
I don't think it
update
has to have a timeline. I think you can say your intentions are.
She, according to I'm just going by what the liaison told me. She said it's always better to give some kind of timeline, and even if it's just a vague timeline, saying within a year, we will solicit bids to do this. And you know how long that takes, Diane. It could take another year for us to make a decision on who's gonna do it. So you're at 2 years then. So she says, someone can help you with that. I reached out to Iowa Workforce. They actually also have a team that can help us with that for free. So there's actually 2 resources. They said they're a little busy in October, but if we can get, the first preliminary done, I can reach out to them. But they also have a team that's willing to help us document some kind of transition plan as well. Because they want government facilities to be ADA compliant, because that benefits the public. So that's another resource I want to let you guys know about, that I reached out to. So at this point, my first thing is to get the state liaison out here, have them look at this building, contact Iowa Workforce, get on their schedule, to see if they can come out and when they can come out.
Is she gonna evaluate the courthouse as well?
Just this building
Just
initially,
this one?
because we know that the courthouse is not compliant because it doesn't have a bathroom. We already know that. So she doesn't need to necessarily evaluate that. She could get me on her schedule for one building, and that's why I chose this building.
Okay. Alright.
So if this building is considered compliant, grandfathered, then we can move people in here and start moving people around immediately. If it's not compliant, then it would be part of the whole transition plan, in which case it really doesn't matter, it would be up to the department head, probably, would you rather go to the courthouse that's not compliant, or would you rather go to the annex that's not compliant? So that would be, so that's kind of where we're at, we're kind of in limbo right now. So I'd like to find out exactly what this building is, I think that will inform our decisions a little bit better on that. So, and then you're gonna work on getting that document from an
Yes.
old plan.
Yes, I'm gonna try to get all that identified as well as consult of what this looks like and some options for us, but, yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so, and then I think that will inform more decisions going forward.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of have our marching orders. Do you have anything, Diane, that, no? Okay. All right, so the next one on here is required training for newly elected and appointed officials. I don't know if you guys are aware, but effective July 1, the law changed, and it said any newly elected, appointed folks have to have this open meetings training. It was sent to us by some folks that offered that training for $50 per person. Allers and Cooney, who we already in contract with, also offers the training at $25 a person with a $200 cap. They offer, which means you can do a group training and cover that and save some money. I think there's value in everyone getting the training, especially if they're gonna cap it at $200, we can get multiple people here for the training.
I'm already registered and
With
I've already
ours?
taken care of it. Nope, I went, the Iowa State one, that's the one I wanted and I paid for it on my own.
Okay, so, and because it is state required training, yet another unfunded mandate, you should be required to pay for that.
It doesn't matter, I paid for it,
but-
and I can afford it and I paid for it, and I've had it before, but it's changed so much.
Yeah, it's changed, so they also have changed the open meetings law. So it'd be good to know an update on that, especially even if whether or not you're just elected.
Didn't you have to take it when you were newly elected?
It used to be. I mean, I took it,
I mean, yeah,
But
with
it's-
ISAC training, there
the
was an
ISAC
element
training.
of it, but it wasn't
formal.
Mine
Formally on
might
that.
have been.
And because the law has changed on that, it'd be good to have a refresher, to your point. So what I would like to do, is offer this to, all, board members, commission members, board of supervisors to come and take it. And that, because of that, I'm sorry, what? Trustees. And trustees, thank you. So they're aware of it, and I don't think that, because it's a required thing, I don't think the folks should be required to pay for it out of their own pockets. I think that's something the county should pay, especially since it's only $200 for no matter how many people attend. So, what I can do is I can reach out to Allers and Cooney. They have one on their docket right now on October 3rd. You can register for that now as an individual, but if we wanted to do a group training for our folks, like one day or a couple days, that is also an option. So what I want to get from the board is, should we send an email out about this training to everybody? So if they want to do October 3rd, they can, and then we just reimburse them? Or do we want to just wait and do a formal group training?
Is it a Teams?
It's a webinar. It's a webinar. So say for instance, if we have 6 trustees that expressed interest and then you and I go, so, that's 8 people registering. We can inform Allers and Cooney, we're gonna have 8 people registering, send us a bill for $200.
So I like that idea better, because then it also gives us the opportunity, if we could do it here, some people could come in person.
Well, it's all webinar, right now, for Allers and Cooney, it's all webinar, but if we wanna do a group, we can certainly ask them if they're willing to do a group on site. I don't know if on site's
They won't do
necessary,
it.
I think we could just do a webinar.
Even if it's a webinar, it's here, we could,
They can all come.
if people wanna do it from their home and their jammies, whatever, but we could, if we do it here as well, it's just another opportunity for all of us to collaborate and be in the same room.
That's true. Well, you and I can't.
Well, us with everybody else, but not amongst ourselves.
I'll be on the webinar. Okay, so what what would you guys like me to do? Would you like me to reach out? Do we wanna send an email out to everybody with this training, letting them know that?
I mean,
And then
what's the
respond-
cost for the October third?
It's $25 a person. They
I think
said,
we just pursue the group for 200 max to get it covered.
well, what I'm gonna ask Aller is if we send the registration out, people respond back that they're interested, and then the county registers everybody, and then we get the $200 group fee.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys are okay with me asking, reaching out to them on that.
I think that'd be good, yeah, but October third's not giving people much notice, so as
No,
long
it's
as we
not.
have something else coming in later for people to participate in,
Yeah,
I think that'd be great.
okay.
There is a free one on Eventbrite if you can find it.
Some of them are getting full though.
There, it's full. I couldn't find it. That's why I just went with the Ivy State one. I'll just do it.
Even, or is it
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite, there's, you
Eventbrite.
can, I don't know if it's full. That's why I didn't do it.
We've
I
got
put
the
the
deals
others.
in our office about it,
Okay.
but they might be coming up later as more people are interested.
Mhm.
Or the Iowa State one was available. That will be an good. Okay.
Okay, so I'll reach out to them to see, but, in the meantime, can we get an email out on that for the Allers and Cooney one to all boards, commissions, and elected officials? And let them know that this is available, and that if they register, to let us know.
And that there'll be another one,
Yeah, we'll have another one,
there will be another follow-up if they can't make the third.
because we wanna make sure they're all trained for their benefit.
Okay.
Okay, alright, I will note that, okay. The next one is the annual audit and RFP, an update on that, so I think
Michelle
Michelle requested that.
She requested that you send her all the RFPs so they can keep track of them. And I asked you to do it too, and ones I have already seen said no, but she's asked all of them be sent to her so she can keep track.
Well, they're all gonna be contacting her if they participate.
Oh, there she is, maybe.
Yes.
Guys,
Yeah.
this is Michelle.
Oh, hi,
Hey, no, that's not, yeah, hi, everybody. I was just asking for the, Hallie had reached out individually to 16, companies. That's all I wanted, so that I can
Yes.
compare who's responded. So
Ah.
if you could provide that, that would be amazing.
okay,
Yeah, they are
Well-
coming to me. The
well-
RFP was good,
yeah,
and like I said, the 16 is what I needed from you.
okay,
I
So-
don't know why that matters, cause they, all 16, I'm sure, may not all reply to the RFP.
But she
All that
just-
matters is who's actually gonna reply
It
to the RFP.
doesn't really matter.
I wanna know who they were sent out to, too, just
I'm
curious.
sending them out to every single CPA firm, I mean, that was just the first 16.
Okay.
And, oh, by the way, I meant to tell you about that too. I also posted, let me get a list here, publicly. Bear with me a second. Apologize, I should have this up. Let's make sure we get full exposure. So it's now posted on the ISAC website, it's posted on the Iowa League of Cities website, it's posted on the Iowa Department of Administrative Services website, it's posted on BidNet.
all she wanted
It should
you-
be posted on the RFP database, which is a public national site. I also sent in a request to the Iowa Bid Network, I haven't heard back from them yet. So these are all posted on public sites, so I just picked people off the
All she
Iowa.
asked for was just a list and just send her,
Why
just
is
write
that
the list and
important?
send it to her. I don't know, I wanted it too, I was just curious. Why does it not matter?
Well, the reason why I asked Diane is because the last time we did an RFP and we had a person respond back one person respond back positively, you went back and called every single person, that list I sent to you, to ask them to bid on our RFP for an ordinance consultant, which is completely irregular.
Ordinance, what ordinance?
The ordinance
How about-
consultant,
How about if you guys,
the ordinance
I'm
consultant.
so sorry.
I'm sorry,
I didn't want-
Michelle.
I shouldn't talk.
I'm sorry, can I just finish real quick? So when we put out to bid for the consultant to provide ordinance stuff to help Right. I put out an RFP, I sent invites, I got it posted all different places. You emailed me and wanted a list of everyone I sent it to, because you did not believe that only one person responded.
I did
And I
do
sent you that list, and then I found out later that you called all these people.
I
and asked them.
did not.
We have it in meetings, we have it in the meeting that you asked for, I have it in email too. And we can't, when you put out, once you let an RFP, you can't do that.
Okay.
That's, cause what happens
Ladies,
is, what
Now,
happens
can I
is,
move?
just a second, Michelle. What happens is, and this happens in the private sector, is that if you do that, anyone who puts in a bid and is not chosen, they can challenge that legally. They can challenge that legally because they can say, well, you wanted your person, so therefore, and you can't do that. We have to be very careful about this kind of thing. Once you let an RFP, it's let. Michelle is in charge of receiving the responses. So, we've gotten one already, so obviously it's gone out. So I'm really concerned about that. I'm really concerned about that. Again, we have to be very careful about that, because that has happened in the private sector, where companies that did not win, they challenged the entire RFP because communication happened between the company that led it and other members. Any communication we have has to, like, say for instance, if they contact Michelle with questions, Michelle comes back to us with questions, we answer it. Michelle has to send out not only the question, but the answer to every single person.
I have to send out corrections to everybody.
Correct,
Yep.
correct. So you're familiar with the process, Michelle. But.
I really am, guys, and I will make you one guarantee, Heather. I swear, I will not call one person that you have called, okay? I won't do that.
I just don't wanna put the county at
And I will not
risk.
undermine the efforts that you have made.
I don't wanna put the
No,
county at risk.
neither do I.
So,
So please, if you wouldn't mind, the reason is because what I wanna know is if you've reached out to somebody, I just want a check mark next to them, yep. And then the other thing is, we were advised, and I'm gonna have more information at the next meeting, but I wanted to mention it, was that out of state, a couple auditors I spoke to, out of state companies are requiring some different things that Solutions has struggled with, our solution. So
okay.
I just wanna make sure that you understand, that may be a clarifying matter. And I wanna make sure I will send out to everybody.
Okay,
So that's why. And that's why I'm asking folks, are you, cause the ones that came in, they're doing the city of West Des Moines. They actually want to stop by for a visit, and I just kind of put that out kind of farther out since it's November.
right.
But I don't know from their literature, are you a Iowa company or are you from another state? So
Well, some
please
of,
understand, I'm trying to do a good job of this.
right, no, and I appreciate that. So several of these CPA firms, when I looked them up to get their contact information, they do have offices in other states. So now, whether or not they have satellites in Iowa or they're just certified in Iowa, I don't know. I'm assuming that they're smart enough to figure that out and let us know, but that's a good point that you make, that if they've had issues. So have you gotten somebody interested in coming out already? Okay.
Just they wanted financial, they wanted information, and I don't have that yet.
Okay.
So again, we've not received a bid from them.
Okay, well,
So that's my point.
When
We have not received a bid.
now, when I did
go ahead.
contact them, these entities, I did say that we'd like a response of whether or not you intend to bid by October 16th. That was not on the RFP, but, it was not on the RFP. So, but when I sent out, either on the contact form on their website or their generic email, that's what I put in the request, is if you can give us a response by the 16th, that would be great. So,
Okay.
that could be why you're getting folks contacting you yet. Do we have any idea when we'll have fiscal 23 or 24 back? As a state
We're
auditor?
getting close.
Okay. Okay,
We're getting close. We are. There's
okay,
about 10 items. And as you know, the reason I'm not coming here today is we are making, great progress today. All of the year-end issues
okay.
today. So again, I would be there if I could, but right now we are moment by moment right now with the situation.
No,
So,
I
it's not a
understand.
bad thing, it's a great thing.
I understand. I was just,
Okay.
I was just asking because I know, in the past.
I know.
Those are things they look at when they decide whether or not they choose to bid. So hopefully the
so there.
hopefully the state auditor will have that information for us because we're going on several months now, so.
So waiting on us. So again, to be fair, so my other, so have I at least,
Yep.
provided you a little comfort as to why I'm wanting the list?
So because I posted in multiple different places, we have a good chance of people responding
You may not have it.
who may not be on
All
that
right.
list.
So if you don't have it, you don't have it, I get it.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing is,
No,
we may not have it?
I can give you the initial ones, but to be honest with you, I just basically went through
Okay,
the state auditor's site, and I actually also went to the Iowa CPA site and just dialed for dollars.
okay,
So.
all right, thank you.
But
One more
if I
thing
can,
before I let you go, because I'm getting, right now.
I
okay,
have one question for
Okay.
her before she goes too. Go ahead.
go ahead, you have a question?
No, go ahead, Michelle.
So, you go ahead, Jess, because, yeah, go ahead.
Do you know when
Good
we're gonna
question.
know what the total impact is on our taxes? You know, we have some credits that weren't issued properly, we have some revenue that didn't come in. Do you know when we're gonna know what's the bottom line and the impact?
I do not.
Okay.
I mean, right now, I'm dealing with, well, you know what, we have to stick on agenda, okay?
We're talking about the
And
audit.
so I don't think we can go down that road. You saying? No, actually,
We're
it's
talking
the
about audits,
RFP we're
so,
talking about, not the audit.
okay.
Talking
Yeah.
about bids, not.
Well,
Okay.
we'll get there, I promise,
Okay.
we'll get there. Okay, and the last item would be, did you advertise in our official paper?
No, I did not, and that was gonna be something I was gonna ask the board about, so thank you for bringing that up. So,
I can do that.
most of the folks here are not from Winterset. In fact, none of the ones are from Winterset, from the two areas I looked.
Cause they
So-
won't do them.
No, because they're not, I don't know why, I don't wanna assume that. So, do we wanna spend the money to put it in the Madisonian if we won't get folks
Do
from
we
here?
have auditing firms in Madison County?
We
I
couldn't get, well, Winterset
Yeah.
does, cause we use the landfill, we can't get them, it's so difficult, CCOP too, so we use.
Well, government audits aren't the same as.
Maybe you guys just send me a message on what you want me to do. Would that be all right?
Well,
Yeah,
I want us
just
to,
a
I want us to agree, I mean, I wanted to ask the board if they wanted to spend that money for that, if they thought there's value, I'm ambivalent, I don't care. But looking at least remembering who I sent it to is none of them were in Winterset. Now, we can certainly put it in the paper, who knows, there might be a new firm here, I have no idea. So if you guys wanna do that, that's fine, but, to be honest with you, Michelle, that day I was just getting it posted on all the platforms, I completely spaced the little paper. So that's my fault. But,
I'm not criticizing, I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
yeah, so what do you guys think?
We should, to be consistent, we probably should, but I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna be fruitful or not, but I don't know. It's,
Okay,
if that's the normal protocol, we should follow that.
I'm fine with your way. Diane, okay with that?
Oh,
Are you okay?
I don't see point in it at this point, you've already sent them out, but.
Right.
I don't.
But the due date is until November 20th, so it's not like there's any time.
Yeah,
All
right,
right,
right.
yeah.
We'll go ahead and do it, Michelle. Did you want, me to put that together and you peruse it and double check it, or do you wanna do, cause I know your hands are full right now. I'm willing,
You sent it to me. You
Okay.
sent it to me.
okay,
No, I have it. I have it.
okay.
Cool?
All right.
I appreciate your time.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, bye-bye. Okay, all right, back to the agenda. Anything else that you guys want to talk about regarding that? No? Oh, okay, great. We already set a meeting for October 7th at 9:30. We're doing it as a special meeting, so we want to add things to it. So initially, it's gonna be the public health building sale, move, etc. Do we want to add anything else to that while we have?
We'll wait and see what might come up.
Yeah, we might have some
We
other
don't
stuff
know.
come up.
Well, you had mentioned, excuse me,
I think you closed the call.
huh? Did I close the
I
call?
think you.
Let's adjourn then.
We'll adjourn. Okay, well, I can, no, okay, so, is it closed? Okay, all right, well then, we'll all make a motion to
There's still
adjourn.
people on, so. Yeah, let's
So
make-
moved.
There's still people on?
Yeah, I'll
Here, because you're not on there.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right, all in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, motion carries, we are adjourned.